New York Yankee fans, I didn't think it would get worse than this. As Al Pacino said in Scent of a Woman, when shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay. Well, you could categorize guys into teams. Basically, to put it in this scenario, when the Yankees face adversity, or when any team faces adversity, the Yankees are the team to run. They're not the team to face the fire. And I was not going to make a video. And I know I say this sometimes, but legitimately, I was not going to make a video on this until I heard what happened midstream when we were doing Boys in the Big Apple. But this is just so stupid. And the fact that they do it with all the events going on, them not doing anything at the trade deadline, them passing up guys, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And then they pull this Germán stuff, which we'll get into. Aaron Boone is a complete moron. He is incompetent as a manager of the New York Yankees. I've said this 100 times before, but I think tonight should have been the final straw to where Brian Cashman or a guy like Hal Steinbrenner said, you're done. It's about accountability. And I believe this team has given up. Not just Aaron Boone, because we know Aaron Boone has made the excuses. He's created cop-outs for this team, whatever. But over the past 48 hours, it should have been his time to go. It should have been his time to go because he's not a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a game manager. If you guys know what a game manager is in the NFL, it is a quarterback that does seemingly enough to win, but causes like big things. You know, he'll throw an interception, he'll fumble the football. He makes big mistakes for you to lose the game. I feel like that's Aaron Boone because on days the Yankees win, he really doesn't contribute to it. He just puts out a lineup. And then the days they lose, there's always something to it. And today, or at least last night, was one of those games. But I want to go to some things real quick before we really harp on this one. So the team is 6-9 since the trade deadline. And if you want to really recap the entire month of July, they've won one series. That series was against the Kansas City Royals, who are one of the worst teams in baseball by far. They're, I think, the second worst, with Oakland being the first. So we expected them to do that. Now, they almost lost one of the games, whatever. I'm not going to be petty and say, oh, they almost lost this game. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what's on record right now. They should have swept the Mets. Justin Verlander is being shopped as we speak, but no, that couldn't happen. Obviously, they lose. They don't have any offense when Judge comes back. He gets on base like 3 different fucking times, and this is the first game of the Orioles series. Constantly, the Yankees are leaving runners in scoring position, and they're also not getting runners in scoring position. They strike out 6 times. And then, of course, Tommy Kahnle gives up the home run to Santander, and it's just utter chaos. It's utter chaos. Obviously, so that game happened. Then they win the next game, which is okay, whatever. But after the first game, Aaron Boone says something. Really, I think it may have been before the first game. He goes, I don't think Judge is going to play the whole series. He ended up playing right field in the second game. And they sat him the next day. And I said to myself, watch the Yankees lose, right? Watch the Yankees go out there and fucking lose on Sunday. A game they need to win because this is a tough stretch coming up. There's a lot of reasons you could point to why they lost. There's obviously the statistic. They struck out 18 fucking times. And I know obviously cursing offends people in some videos, but guess what? This is not made for children. 18 times they strike out. Judge not pinch hitted or Judge doesn't get a pinch hit opportunity, whatever. The Yankees strike out 18 times. They score 3 runs. Fine, whatever. Don't care. They lose 9-3. 18 strikeouts. That should be unacceptable on all counts, but the Yankees, unfortunately, do not take accountability. And when you have a manager who makes excuses, that's when you know this team has quit and he has accepted the quitting mentality and nobody gives a crap. Aaron Boone on the offense from the Sunday night game. Outside of the strikeouts, I thought the at-bats were building well off last night, their win. I thought we grinded out really well. We made it really tough on Kramer. We couldn't finish off. I mean, they had 9 hits. That's a point to be made. But guess what? The game was over in the first inning when Luis Severino gave up 7 fucking runs. And I'm not going to attribute, it's always the offense. It's always the offense. No, Severino gave up fucking 9 runs the entire game, obviously. Didn't even last 4 innings. And then they went to the bullpen to drain themselves out like they usually do. Oh, we made it tough on Kramer. You struck out 18 times total. Fujinami had 4 strikeouts. This is a guy coming from Oakland who had an above 10 ERA, but he's looking like a stud against the Yankees. So that's what pissed me off about Sunday. And not just the 18 strikeouts part, obviously playing Aaron Judge. Honestly, if we're going to be so afraid to play Aaron Judge, and I'd have nothing against the guy. The guy's carried us for so many years. He deserves as much money as he wants. But here's the thing, too. If you're scared to play him, why don't you just bag it in right now and say, go get surgery. We'll see you next year. Because that's what the Yankees honestly should do at this point. Let him get healthy. The Yankees are not going to learn anything if they make the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. But that's going to be its own separate entity at the end. And you know what's interesting, too? Is that, obviously, yeah, he played right field that second game. Maybe we could have DH'd him. But guess what? There's a big guy standing in the way. There's a big boulder standing in the way. That's Giancarlo Stanton. And Stanton has had the same batting average for like 2 weeks. 198. He'll hit a home run out of nowhere. Every Yankee fan, or I can't say every Yankee fan, but most Yankee fans, yeah. 14 home runs, 35 RBIs, 198 batting average. What possible excuses can you make for this guy anymore? Seriously. What possible fucking excuses? Dude's hitting 185 in his last 7, 186 in his last 15, and 200 in his last 30. The guy is a constant boulder because he cannot play the outfield. And he can't even play the outfield for 9 innings. Mostly 6 or 7. And then you have to put Oswaldo Cabrera out there. I know he's not up right now. Bowers or IKF. And you know what? You could attribute some of that to Brian Cashman because guess what? He's a guy who spent $280 million on this team. We can't find a fucking outfielder if it fell right in front of us. We are blind in that aspect. I don't know why. And let's go on another guy before I really go in on Aaron Boone. Anthony Rizzo. I'm sure you guys want to see his splits. Well, he's hitting 244 on the season. 12 home runs, 41 RBIs. 241 his last 7. Great. He hit a home run against the Kansas City Royals. Woohoo. I think anyone could do that. 175 in his last 15, 191 in his last 30. Just to show you how much of a drop-off he's had. Obviously, he was hitting above 300, beginning of the season, and then now down at 244. April, 283. March, it was 1 game, so he was 1 for 4. May, 327. Awesome in May. June, 173. 167 in July. Pre-All-Star break, 257. Post-All-Star break, 172. This guy's getting paid $17 million. I'm not going on revisionist history. Oh, we should have signed Freddie Freeman, traded for Matt Olson, whatever. It is what it is. A lot of people refer to Anthony Rizzo as a leader. If he was a leader, this guy would step up and say, I need to get my fucking act together. Or he should say to the Yankees, I'm hurt. Because guess what? Everybody is coming with these conspiracy theories now. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Oh, ever since the Tatis incident, he's never been the same. Well, let's see. I get it. Sometimes you want to grind it out for your team. But if you're costing your team more than you are playing a good role for the team, more than you're putting a good impact on the field for this team, then you want to step up and say something. Anthony Rizzo, out of that night where the Yankees struck out 18 times, he struck out 5 times. 5 times. Rizzo, 1 for 4 tonight, last night, I should say, against Tampa Bay. I mean, where's the accountability? And you know what? I don't really want to rush judgment on Sean Casey, but it seems like nothing is happening. Like, how long do we have to wait for this impact to happen? And I get it. Some could attribute, well, obviously it's just a few weeks in, or it's the built-in excuse, well, it's Brian Cashman and the Fishman philosophy, which it very well could be, but at the same time, why fire Dylan Lawson? Just to show face and just to save face? Hey, it was all Dylan Lawson's fault. Just to scapegoat him? I mean, Dylan Lawson wasn't good, but seriously, it's not like none of our guys have gotten better. That's the unfortunate part. None of our guys have gotten better. It's literally stayed the same. Literally. But let's go to the big one. The climax of the story, as we all did in reading class and English class back in elementary school, right? Aaron Boone, before the game, said this about Domingo Germán. He feels good today, but we didn't feel like we could risk sending him out there. If we had to pull him in the first inning, put us in a tough situation. Johnny Brito was called up, right? Johnny Brito was called up for Marinaccio, but Brito obviously was going to pitch for Germán. Okay, listen, Germán gets hurt. You don't want to risk the guy, whatever. So we're in the middle of a stream, and the Yankees are giving up runs left and right. Brandon Lau, home run. Isaac Paredes, home run. This home run, whatever, right? Angry John tells me, am I seeing this right? Number 0 is Germán, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, he just went in the game. Would you believe it, folks? Johnny Brito starts the game, gives up 5 effing runs, and then they go to Germán, who they said was injured and did not want to pitch. They didn't want to risk it. I get it. Listen, the offense is freaking terrible. They struck out 12 times tonight. Rizzo 2 strikeouts, not surprised. Everyone except Torres had a strikeout, which obviously it's not surprising in the freaking slightest, right? Yeah, they scored 1 run, had 3 hits. But if Germán, let's read the stats for Germán in comparison to Brito. Germán, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Brito, 4 innings, 5 earned runs, 6 hits, 4 Ks, 4 home runs given up. You and your stupid strategy, Aaron Boone, cost your team a game against one of the top teams in the division. It's not like we're playing fucking cupcake teams after this. Let's see. We play the Astros next. That's going to be a fun matchup, right? We're going to play the Astros 4 games at Yankee Stadium. And then we go to Chicago. I mean, they sold. And then Miami. Miami ain't going to be a rollover. Miami ain't going to be some pushover team. Miami is contesting right now for that division. Or at least a wild card in the NL. Follow that up with Atlanta and then Boston at the stadium. So outside of the Chicago series, which God knows we may not even win because this team is so low right now, you got Atlanta, you got Boston, before that Miami, and then you got Houston the next series, like literally right after this one. In what way possible did you think this was a smart idea? And then we go after the game. The beat reporters ask Aaron Boone the question, what's up with that Germán thing? What was that? What was that about? He was cleared in the 5 p.m. hour. Threw a couple pitches off the mound around 6. It wasn't in consideration because it was close to game time. So let me ask a question here. If he was cleared at 5 p.m., why didn't he start throwing automatically? I just don't understand why Aaron Boone and this Yankees team, why they're being so conservative. Last place in the division. Let's see how many they're back in those wild card standings that we have any hope for. They are 3.5 in a wild card. 3.5 back. The Mariners are around the same record they are. They're selling, so, they're probably not going to contest. Why are we being so conservative? It's a complete mess. The Yankees, Aaron Boone, who's supposed to be the leader of the club, have given up. You know what's also going to say something as well? This is Aaron Boone, but it's also the players, too. and the coaches overall, Aaron Judge has walked a lot within the last few days. I believe, let's see, how many times did he walk in the opener against the Rays? Three walks, 1K, whatever. The 1K, push off to the side. Let's talk about the 3 walks. They literally threw him ball after ball after ball. And Boone didn't even acknowledge. Boone pushed off to the side that they were pitching around him. Well, guess what? Teams have figured it out since last October that you could pitch around Judge and the rest of the lineup won't do shit. That's going under Aaron Boone and his coaching staff. Talk about the analytics this, talk about the analytics that. Brian Cashman and everything else. The constant excuses. The constant conservative strategies by this team. The constant cop-outs. The building in of the excuses. This is a loser ball club. Now, do I think they're going to go ahead and finish under 500? No. I don't think that at all. I think they'll be above 500, but this much. But we are last place in the division. Ladies and gentlemen, the Yankees should sell or stay pat. I don't think they should buy. They let Candelario go to the Cubs. They let Grichuk go to the Angels. They're interested in Dylan Carlson, who's hitting, fucking 230 for a garbage team. He's not a difference maker. None of those guys are. Cody Bellinger's off the market. The Cubs are buyers. You're not getting Juan Soto. Just sell. Just sell and be done with it. What they should have done is they should have said, Judge, listen, we're going to admit our losses. Go get surgery. We want the best for your long-term health. Because Judge is probably not 100% healthy right now. And let me say something else. I never root for my teams to lose. I don't like that. I don't like that tanking mentality. But let me say this. What is really the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs this year? Because making the playoffs, it could go 2 ways. We get bounced in the first round, or we play some AL Central crappy team that it takes us 5 games to beat. And even from then, what do we learn? We learn nothing. We learn nothing. And you know what? If the Yankees are in selling strategy mode right now, whether it's Wandy, IKF, Sevy, guys that are on the last year of their contracts, shouldn't it ring upstairs to Hal Steinbrenner? Listen, we've done this so many times. It's just repetitive now and changes need to be made. How many chances is Brian Cashman going to get to build this team? To build it around Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, and Anthony Volpe? How many chances is he going to get? How many chances is Aaron Boone going to get to be the weak duckling at the top of this team? To keep building in the excuses, the cop-outs. He's a game manager. It sounds stupid with a double manager in it, but if you're a football fan, you know what a game manager is. It makes a ton of sense. It makes a ton of sense because he doesn't do anything for the Yankees to win. But when they lose, a lot of the time it is on him. Just like this Germán thing. I think, honestly, that was the stupidest thing that has happened in New York sports, baseball-wise, since Mickey Callaway didn't know how to put out a lineup. They batted out of the order. If you guys don't remember that, I think it was like 2016 or something like that. Mickey Callaway, I think it was against the Giants, batted the lineup out of order, and there was a couple of outs that were made because of it. This, I would argue, is just as stupid. Just as stupid. Yes, there were no outs caused or anything like that. It's a different scenario. But if Germán starts this game, the Yankees are probably still in the game. Maybe they go to extra innings or they resolve it later. Bullpen management, who knows what the fuck that would have looked like. But Brito, who's been basically a number 4, number 5, and Germán's been a little bit better than him. He's had his, shaky moments as of late. But honestly, if I knew Germán was healthy, I would have saved face and said, I'm not going to put him out there. I'm not going to put him out there because I would risk my own dignity if I have any. I would risk my own reputation and say, nah, he just wasn't healthy tonight. But instead, Aaron Boone went against his original decision and put in Germán, which was fine. Listen, pitch shut out the rest of the game. But we could have used that in the first 5 innings when Brito gave up 4 home runs. That is a game-losing decision caused by game management conservatism. And you know what? This team has given up. Don't even be conservative anymore. Don't. Just go out, sell at the deadline. Whoever you're not going to see, next year, whoever you don't value as the future, right? Tell Judge, go get surgery. We'll see you next year. And make your evaluations from there. Call up Florio, call up the kids, see what's what. But I'm sorry. I had to make a video on this. I know I'm rambling for a lot of minutes here, but this team has given up under Aaron Boone. This team has given up under this regime, and they haven't done anything at the trade deadline, so don't do anything. Just don't do anything, really. Just sell or stay pat. Honestly. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops to your drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you're new. If you guys haven't already, please fire Cashman, fire Boone shirts. They are on a shop. Tell your friends, tell your family about them. We're trying to get more sales on them because I feel like, well, actually, no, I don't feel like we are the only content creator channel that's putting those shirts out. Everyone else is big talk. Oh, fire Boone, this, that. They won't do that. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, do all the good stuff. Peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.